statement. Most organizations believe their IT infrastructure is stable. Servers are running, applications are accessible, users are working. From the outside, everything appears normal. But stability, resilience are not the same thing. And tonight, I want to explore a simple idea. What is that? Your IT infrastructure is either resilient or lucky. There is no middle ground, correct? So, resilience means the system is designed to absorb failure. Luck means the system has not been tested yet, and there is a difference. Many infrastructure appear strong because nothing serves, nothing severe has happened. No major ransomware attack, no extended outage, no data corruption, no regular intervention. But absence of failure doesn't equal presence of resilience. It may simply means the system has not faced real pressure. Let me explain you with an example. A manufacturing company runs a critical ERP system on virtualized infrastructure. Backups are scheduled nightly, monitoring tools are installed, antivirus is updated. On paper, everything looks natural, right? Then the storage control fails during the peak production hour. They discovered failure configuration was never fully tested. So failover configuration was never fully tested. Recovery documentation was outdated. Backup restoration was slower than expected. So they were expecting 1 TB of data in particular time, but it took lots of time. Key technical staff were unavailable. And unfortunately, that day, the backup engineer who was taking care of this thing was on personal leave. The system didn't fail because technology was weak. It failed because resilience was assumed, not engineered. Resilience is not intentional, luck is passive. So, resilience is not having backup, it is knowing how fast you can restore. Resilience is not having monitoring tools, it's knowing how quickly automate or anomalies are detected and escalated. Resilience is not having redundancy diagram, it is testing failure under pressure. Resilience is not buying advanced security software. It is ensuring access control is enforced consistently. Infrastructure resilience is about design discipline. It is about asking uncomfortable questions before incident happen. Are you asking these questions? Maybe or may not be. Think twice and ask these questions. There is a stable leadership psychology here. When systems run smoothly for years, confidence increases. Budgets shift elsewhere. Testing cycle reduced. Documentation become secondary and dependency mapping is ignored. Everything seems stable, but what really happening is risk accumulation. Risk rarely announces itself; it builds quietly, and then one event exposes years of assumptions, and that is when organizations realize they were not resilient; they were fortunate. So across industries, I see similar pattern. Companies invest heavily in growth initiatives, cloud migration, digital transformation, new applications, but they invest in disaster recovery testing, identify governance review, segmentation validation, failover simulation. Growth feel exciting, resilience feel boring until failure happens, and then resilience become priceless. One of the my extended customer. Why I'm saying extended customer? Because that customer is not my direct customer. We provide services to our partners as well, and this customer was uh, from that partner, and they took some hardware and software from this partner, and with 5 years of support. But unfortunately, the license which they got, due to some typo error or something like that, they got license for 3 years. As this was perpetual license, it was working perfectly fine. On the fifth year, there was some incident happen, and when they gone for support, then they got to know there is license expired. And now the panic situation is because the system and OEM is not able to provide any support because license already expired. There was typo error. They didn't get the exact inventory. So these are the clear case of this type of discussion. Another misconception is equally redundancy with resilience. So what I mean to say, another misconception is equating redundancy with resilience. Adding a secondary server is redundancy. Testing automated failover under real workload is resilience. Deploying multi-zone cloud architecture is redundancy. Validating application behavior during zone failure is resilience. A resilience required frictions. It requires stress testing. It requires deliberate simulation of worst case scenario. Luck requires nothing. So one of my international customer, they are in telecom, and they have two data centers, and each data center have three zones, and their entire virtual desktop infrastructure is created in multiple zones and multiple data center. While deploying as a partner, as a deployment and consulting company, we were testing lots of things on zone basis or DCDR basis. And one point of time, customer get irritated, "Ki, how many testing you are doing?" But our job was to provide a resilient system. So we were creating testing documents, restoration documents, failover documents for them, so that when something goes wrong, they have clear cut steps, a clear cut process how to go to the DR site, or how they can fail over to June, which user go to the which location. So that is one of the thing where we observe customer sometimes irritates when we do this type of rigorous testing and documentation. So when infrastructure is mistaken for resilient, but is merely lucky, the cost appears in four congruencies: money through downtime and breach recovery, reputation. So second currency is reputation through public incident disclosure, time through emergency remediation, compliance through regulatory penalties. And the irony is this: the investment required to build resilience is usually far lower than the cost of recovering from failure, like above before. Some of them you can recover, or you may that may cost very low. But what about reputation? What about your compliances? What about the time you spend while recovering those system? Think loudly. But because failure is invisible until it occurs, leadership often prioritize visible initiative instead. So there is another assumption I often encounter. We are in the cloud, we are safe. Cloud providers delivers availability options. They do not automatically design resilience for you. If IAM is misconfigured, cloud multiplies exposures. If backup policies are inconsistent, cloud accelerate data loss. If logging is incomplete, cloud obscure forensic clarity. Cloud increase flexibility. It doesn't guarantee resilience. Resilience is architectural discipline, not hosting location. If I were to simplify this for an executive team, the question would be, if your primary system fails right now, how long until business resume normally? Not partially, normally. If answer is uncertain, then resilience is also uncertain for you. And uncertainty is infrastructure equal exposure in business. Let me know Let me now move to into some few of the questions that some of our customer asked while we were in discussion with them. So first question, one of the prompt question is not having backup enough? This is one of the question I always hear from IT managers or leadership. No, backup without testing, recovery timeline, and theoretical safety are theoretical safety just. So you have created a backup policy. You are running backup every day. Backup tool is showing green for all the backup jobs. But did you try to restore any of the data? Did you try to restore any of the VM? Did you try to restore your data, your server? Or did you created a process document step by step कि if something fails down, how we can recover and how much time it will take? Then how you will define and say to your business कि this is the time to recover. Second question, we have not had any major incident. Is not that proof of stability? So always I heard this question or this thing. We never had this type of situation in our environment. So is it that the proof of stability? It's proof of stability. It is proof of stability so far. It is not proof of resilience. You are lucky. You are not getting any such incident. That doesn't mean कि your entire system is resilience, right? So figure it out. How often? Third question which we got sometime. How often should failover be tested? Regulatory and under realistic load, resilience require rehearsal. So what I mean to say, you need to rehearsal every restoration point, every failover things again and again, so that it should be in practice, it should be documented, it should be there should not be any black or gray area. Another question which I got from some of the customer, regulatory the question, does monitoring guarantee early detection? Only if alerts are actionable and escalations path are clear. So alerts are coming, your mails are choking up, but you are not taking any action, or you don't have any process to take action on those things. Then it will be a waste of system. Then another question is resilience expensive? True, resilience is a structured investment. False confidence is unpredictable expenses. As I told, four type of money, which you can um, get hit: time, money, then your company stake. So, are you comparing with the resilience structure investment or with this money? So, think loudly. Then, another question is, what is the biggest resilience gap you see? Lack of real disaster recovery simulation is the biggest resilience gap. Another question which I got: who should own resilience? Not just IT. It is a business continuity responsibility. So both business and IT should sit and take a joint call for this continuity responsibilities. So with this, let me close this. Infrastructure resilience is invisible when it works, but when it doesn't, it defines the organization. Lucky luck eventually runs out. Resilience is designed. If this conversation made you reflect on your own infrastructure, share it with someone responsible for technology strategy in your organization, and also share with your friend colleagues so that they can also put their comment and their learnings. And if you have some learnings from your past experience, please paste on the comment. Comment with your perspective, especially if you have experienced a moment where luck ended and resilience was tested. And follow for deeper discussion on secure architecture, virtual desktop strategy, cloud governance, and enterprise risk management. Build systems that don't depend on good fortune. Build a system that survive bad days. Thank you for your time. I will come again tomorrow, same time. Till then, good night.